joined by head women's soccer coach Derrek Falor. Coach, you guys have won 3 straight, the last 2 of which came over the weekend at Wyoming and at Air Force. Take us back through those games and just kind of tell us about what happened in those 2 contests.
I think the biggest challenge with that weekend was dealing with the altitude and the travel, and those variables that you hope you've prepared for, but you're not sure. The Wyoming game, the biggest challenge was probably the physicality of the Cowboys. I mean, they were tough. They would try to knock you off balls. They put you in compromising situations, and that's a thing that we're learning to play through. I think to get that early goal was great. Unfortunately, to cough it back up in a minute, probably not the best way to deal with it in the old soccer cliche there. But being able to gut out a win, I think, in an overtime at an altitude situation, I'm really proud of. And our kids came off the field. They looked great. They looked like they played a regular game. I was proud of them for that.
One player who maybe stood out a little more than some of the others, not saying that the others didn't, but Nancy Newcomer, the game-winning goal at Wyoming in the second overtime, and then the second goal at Air Force to put you guys up 2-0. And for her efforts, she was named the Horizon League Women's Soccer Player of the Week. Just talk about her weekend and her experiences here at Cleveland State, kind of how she's grown into a role here.
I think we're still trying to figure out exactly how to best utilize her too, to be honest. I mean, she hasn't played 90 minutes yet, and that's probably our decision more than hers. She's tough, she can target. She's clearly shown a little burst of speed to run at people. She has a little elusive quality in kind of those messes in the box, and that probably is how she's going to score most of her goals, which is what she ended up doing both goals this weekend. They were scrambles in the box. They were 8 or 10 yards out. She gets a little poke on it, and in it goes. So I think we still need to figure out how to utilize her, and that's one of those challenges with getting a transfer, is that you kind of are learning on the fly a little bit. But a really great experience for her this weekend, no doubt.
You guys are back home this weekend, 2 matches, open up Horizon League play on Friday night against nationally ranked Milwaukee, and then play IUPUI, go back to non-conference on Sunday. Just give us a little preview for this weekend. Milwaukee's
always this team you circle on your schedule, and we've, of all the teams in the conference, I'm sure we've played them the most in the last few years because of, not only conference games but playoffs. So we know them. Now the question is are we good enough now to be able to do some things and to, find some weaknesses and probe, and that's what we need to work on this week. Obviously they're a very good team, and they're producing some great results. So, we'll be ready. We got to figure out where we can attack and where we can find a spot. Stopping Hagen is always a challenge, and nobody's really proven that they can do it yet. So the question is, I guess, can we limit her? The IUPUI game for us, it's actually going to be Senior Day, so we have a chance to honor our seniors and their careers and what they've done, and that's always a really nice thing to be able to do on a Sunday when we can get a decent crowd out.
And then you mentioned it there, Senior Day. It's kind of a little different Senior Day in the fact you have some 4-year players, and then as you like to say earlier in the year, kids who are just kind of learning some names.
Yeah.
Just talk about this year's senior class and what they've meant to the program.
In a perfect world, we wouldn't have Senior Day in the middle of the year like we did this year, if no other reason than we've got the transfer seniors in. But it's just the way the schedule fell. So I think for us this year, it's more about honoring a career, and in Becky's case, in Nancy's case, a lot of those career time and moments didn't happen here, but we can still honor them and do a nice job with it. I almost feel like we're going to need to have a second Senior Day at the end of the year to kind of say, okay, now here's what they've done in a Viking jersey. But, we'll play that one.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck this weekend with
your
2 matches.
Thank you.